Hello and good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. So today we're gonna keep on working on this moped. I've been streaming for maybe I've done a couple of streams about it. Maybe this is the third one, I think. We're at the stage where we can start. I found this picture from the side where we can start doing this part and maybe adding some details. So the purpose of this project is to create 3D sketches, just like I've been showing previously. The style of this artist, she's called, or they are called, I'm not sure, Asusa Tojo, and this is what I call 3D sketching, and they call 3D sketching as well, which is kind of like just when you sketch with 2D, but extend it a bit with the third dimension without too much polish and details. Okay, so that's the first part, and everything related to the project is on my Patreon, of course, where everything is for free. There is a membership, but it is just for support. It would be super appreciated. And we've did previously on stream sketches about this project where where it's basically following our creativity, following my creativity, or following whatever I'm curious about, by learning how to word build and storytell, and also composition, also streaming, because I'm new to this. You can still feel me stumbling. I'm not very comfortable with this. I'm trying to break this fear, trying to be better at this, and hopefully it's going through. At least I'm trying to be as authentic as possible. So this project is about, if you take a ride around my city, which is Beirut, what are the scenes that you're gonna do? And later on, we're gonna extend this study into maybe some more fantasy, dystopian fantasy world building. We're gonna do some studies about what the genres are and try to understand what are the features of them and how we can implement them in this context. So on my Patreon, you'll see these sketches or studies. You'll see the full purpose of this page, where we do 3D stuff, 2D stuff, general creative studies like books and studies about creativity and curiosity. And there's one more post about this project, how the country is structured, what are we trying to study in here, what happened, what is the timeline, and how is the hierarchy of this place. Anyways, that's enough talking. We do this every time we start streaming, just for 5 minutes. Today, I think we're gonna stream for maybe 1 hour and a half, 2 hours, we'll see. All right, so now that I found the side of this thing, okay, just checking that everything's working, everything's fine. I'm gonna do, so the purpose is not to recreate this, because as you can see, I don't have reference images in here. I'm not trying to do planes and like trying to do accuracy, the sizes and everything. I don't care about that. I'm just trying to create something that looks good in that context of 3D sketching. Let me silence my WhatsApp. Okay, 1 second. How can you mute it up? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of adjustments just to make it more realistic, if you want. So what I'm noticing in here is you have this part, which is we're kind of close. We're kind of close. I'm just wanna like just do some of the stuff. So I like how this looks from this side. I don't have the back side. Maybe I should look for it actually. Try to have a, yeah, I found it. I'm gonna save it so we can use it later on. I'm gonna put it on my other screen, maybe. Let's see. Let me open it here in SketchUp and Blender. Sorry, just for all of us to see it. So this is what's happening in here. This is a really cool design. I think what I'm gonna do is maybe if we can split this in half and open up the the side image. I'm gonna put it in here for you so you guys can see, and this at the same time. All right, just trying to understand the shapes without going too extreme and trying to push for resemblance. That's not the point. Just like even like you have this kind of an extension. I'm not really bothering with this right now. Just trying to have the cool shape, the good shape, and then it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm gonna work on this a bit. So there is that extension to the inside. This goes a bit. Then I think I should extrude this a little bit. So all of this is hidden inside of it, so we're not gonna see it as much. And I like that we found this, because now that small thing that was hanging on the back of it was looking a bit silly when we ended up our streaming last time. At least now it has like some sort of a volume to it. So when I press Alt and I'm moving the camera, I'm kind of locking into the view. So G, Z, or Z to lock it into the Z axis. I think this should be a bit more to the inside. I'm not sure where they place the license plate. I think it's gonna be somewhere. It should be like maybe here. Like this is where the license plate will end up. Of course, in their marketing material, they don't add this because it's gonna ruin the design lines for them. I see some more complexity in here. I'm not sure about doing, to be honest. But it feels like it's on both sides. So for some reason, I have a feeling that this is some sort of the shock absorbent and the coils. You know, the whatever. The suspension system, yeah. For it not to bounce a lot on potholes. So this can be pushed more to the inside. Alright. Let's start doing some more things. So I've watched a tutorial about how to do the wheels and the tires. It shouldn't be like this. Maybe I should fix it, but not now. Maybe for later. I'm gonna keep it like this. So just a small fix in here where this is kind of going a bit more to the inside, which we were talking about last time, and make a lot of sense because the wheel, the guiding thing going down from here is actually passing through this. So, and this should be a bit downwards, so you don't see a lot of things happening in here. Just some quick look. There are some stuff happening in here I don't really care about a lot. That separation is necessary actually, so let's do that. So Alt Q to move between object in edit mode and sculpt mode and color texture mode and any mode you want. You just let's shift, yeah. So X, or maybe first we should scale it on which axis? Should we change this from cursor to local and maybe active elements, and then on the Z, maybe on the X, maybe on the Y? No, none of the above. Okay, so instead of doing this, because yeah, there is like an edge in here, so there isn't, shouldn't do this. Instead we should do that. Add an edge loop, edge cut, whatever. Okay, maybe let's fix this first. On the Z axis. Now we can delete these faces, select these edges, fill them up, and then select these two edges and fill them. So this makes a bit more sense now. We can even select that face and push it. Okay. I need to learn a lot of stuff in Blender. And just create a bit more of a gap. So this is where what turns. This is the part that turns, and that part is attached to the body, so maybe we should fix this later. Alright, next I wanna fix a bit the profile of this, now that I'm kinda more, I have like a better picture of what's happening in here. So this goes a bit more to the inside and this a bit more to the outside. Okay. And then we can take these, push them a bit inside, get to the sculpt tool, G, and just fix a bit the shape. That's the cool part about Blender, is that you can use different modes in just the same software. You don't have to be changing softwares. I'm adding a loop cut here, and then I'm gonna jump back to the sculpt mode, control tab, just so I can have a bit more control over here. Oh. Okay. Okay. I added a lot of loops. Sculpt mode. We're just learning here. The whole point is to follow whatever you love and to learn. And you can share, like I'm doing, your learning process. You don't have to wait till you become really good at the stuff you want to do to share them. Build your friendships online, your relationships, your I don't know, your follower base, whatever you want to call it. I don't really like the naming followers, but whatever you call it, just start working on it. So when the time is right, at least you have someone that followed all of this journey and they kind of like your work, they support your work. So why wait till you're like really good at it? Because you'll never be like 100% happy, right? There's always some progress to be made, so there's no point in wasting time. I'm sorry my face is hiding this part, but I'm not really worried about this. Anyways. Okay, I think this is done for now. Let's add. Okay. So, should we do this? Let's do this. Okay. So to fit this, we need to push that whole thing almost. Let's bring. Should you bring this along? No. Okay. Let me see what's happening in here because something is weird is happening. So what's actually happening? I'm trying just to relax. The geometry is too stretched in these parts, and it shouldn't be. Okay. Okay. We can push this and we can push this down. Yep. Okay, let me go to sculpt a bit. Let me just smooth this part. It's too on this part a bit. Just relax the faces. Okay, this is now. Okay, let's do set origin to geometry, rotate it. Now that we have a better view of it, it's obvious that it is too deep. What happened? I don't know why it moved. Okay. All right. That's not the best here, and that's fine. Let's see. Maybe we should fix it. What's happening? Let me isolate it and see. What the hell did I ruin? I did mess it up, yeah. Is it the mirror? Yeah. The mirror is messed up because we moved it somehow, I don't know. So let's search for the mirror modifier again, and I think it's already mirroring properly. So let's just recreate that shape a bit. Let's go to the left view. Tab 1. Let's try to resurface it. That's even a word. It's now sunk inside the moped body. Beautiful. That's beautiful. All right. Exhaust time. Shift A. Cube. That's enough messing around. Save first. So I'm gonna do the exhaust on this side. It's the other way around, who cares? So first of all, let's just capture the shape. Let me put it in here so you guys can see as well. So we are not trying to recreate the same exact exhaust. There's no point in this in our studies. Okay, then this, and then I think this should go in here. Alt Z. Move it a bit down. So I think I'm gonna save the shape a bit because I can reuse it for this, whatever it is. I think again this is the suspension system hidden inside. This seems like a bit of an advanced motorcycle. Like there seems to be a lot of stuff happening, a lot of technologies. I mean, anyways, now that we're focused here, let's keep on working on this. Okay. Make sounds to make you look more interesting. Make sounds to make you sound more interesting. All right. No need for anything else. Then that's just the cover, I guess. So it should be in here. And then I'm not gonna recreate more objects. I'm just gonna extrude out of it some more stuff. So that mirror is a bit messing with my mind. So I think I'm gonna separate it. I'm gonna press Alt Z. So let's push this a bit downwards. Yep, let's add some more details here and here just to make it. And for these faces, let's use the circle selection. Alright. Extend this downwards a bit more. Alright, okay, that looks like actually that looks like a normal exhaust actually. So it should be going. Okay, I got it. Let me do it differently. So let's do face. First, there's something weird happening in here. I did some mistake. Scale x 0. Scale x 0. I don't know why I did that. Scale x 0, or what actually caused this. So let's select these again. Now these edges, and then these edges. Scale on the x and 0. And then let's clean things up. So I believe that this is much smaller than I did it. It's just a cap, it's just a cover. And then in here, you have this shape, which kind of look like a normal exhaust to me. So I'm gonna try and recreate a normal exhaust. So grab all of these, extrude them. I think you can separate them as well. Yeah, let's separate these. Let's delete those. So tab, let's close this and fill that. And for this part, the view layers, I will always make mistakes using these stuff. Let's scale this way, and let's scale this on the right on this side. We don't need as much information in here. Dissolve edges. So now what we should do is just bevel all of this. Control B, then you bevel. Also what's happening. Okay, so I think we need to delete this face. Fill these faces. Select these edges. Bevel. Something's happening. Okay. Dissolve vertices. Let's select everything and merge by distance just to be sure that there are no loose vertices. Now let's do this again. All right. Should be beveled like this. Yes, we should. Okay, now take everything, move it outwards, scale this. Okay, first of all, set origin to geometry, scale it on the X, make it smaller. The same thing here, set origin to geometry, scale it on the X, make it bigger. So this is technically the piece that protects anybody from touching the hot exhaust, because of course it will be burning hot. So that's safety measure that they do. Let's go a bit to sculpt mode, just to redefine the shape a bit in here. Control tab, scope mode. There is a projection for this. Yeah. That kind of makes it more overpowered. All right. So if you go to the rendering part, you'll see how it looks. Okay. Next. The next part is easy. It's this part. I don't wanna, maybe, yeah, we'll see. So here's the thing. I don't usually have an action plan. So basically I'm just figuring things out. I've never done a moped in Blender before. I'm just trying to figure things out together. All right. So this part goes in here. We should scale the whole thing down. Also for this part, it goes in here. Scale it down. Scale this one down. Select these two, right click, subdivide. Move this downwards, rotate it. Select these two, subdivide again. Move this up a bit, rotate this part. And now you kind of have something that looks like an exhaust. Then, of course, move the whole thing to the inside, the next ray. Hey, why aren't you moving on the X? Doesn't really matter. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to the geometry, the whatever, the object, the data. Let's give it some depth. It's too big. 0.015 maybe. 0.01. That's fine. Let me Shift D the whole thing, right click, select the parts that I want to delete, vertices, push this vertex here and increase the whole thing. Let's add the caps and let's Alt S this part and Alt S. Let's delete this vertex now and keep it. Should be yep. Looking good. Oh yeah yeah. Good so far. So far, so good. Now for the other side, which is this piece. Okay, should we add this first and try to connect to it? Maybe. Let's do this first. So let's grab a cylinder. I'm not sure how my voice is going through, to be honest. I'm not checking anything. Just enjoying the process, to be honest. I'm getting used a bit to talking to myself, which is the number one skill you should have, I guess, when you stream. Let's push this down a little bit. So we can fit this baby. Okay. So this is somewhere in here, and this is, so it's okay. So, but what I'm trying to say, that I'm not making much sense. This part is much bigger than this part. So they can fit this and this within these. I can't. But since it doesn't really matter, let's make it a bit bigger. Position it more to here. It adds kind of a nice touch, so I want to do it. Get a bit bigger. Hide it somewhere in here. Push that whole thing a bit backwards. Again. Push that thing a bit upwards. Et voilà. Nous sommes bien. Maintenant. Okay. That's insert. Extrude. Select these edges. Bevel. And then these edges, then bevel again. And then these edges and bevel much less. That's it. I think the rest can be done by geometry. Then let's get a cube, scale by maybe 0.05, move it here. In the side view, it should be between the exhaust and the wheel, so it's a very thin piece of metal. Let's move the whole thing outwards so we can fit. Where is my cube? Yeah. So we can fit the cube in here. Let's bring it to the wheel hub. And let's take it here, here, and push it down there. Nothing really makes sense, and it shouldn't really make sense. It doesn't really matter. It's just complexity. So when you're looking at it like this, it looks good. That's it. It looks believable if you want. Shift S. Let's bring the cursor to the word origin. And maybe I wanna hide the origins. Hide the origins. We can hide the origins. Like here. 3D cursor extras. Ah, cool. You can see all the origins. Yeah, I'm gonna hide the origins. All right, so let's do some more shaping in here. And let's fix this. Scale it on the Z. Make it 0. Let's do the other side. So on the other side, you got this big piece that kinda just holding the wheel hub and going up like this. That's it. Checking on everything. Everything is running fine. I usually put myself on my phone here just to make sure that the stream is working. So whenever you see that one person watching, that's me from a different account. That's how everything starts. By you believing in yourself. Hopefully. And being authentic, of course. Everything should be extremely clear for everyone. Unless you're trying to do something bad. Or there are some privacies, of course. I'm not saying that you should hide you should talk about everything. There are stuff that are private. And I understand this. Alright, so back to this. The shape is kind of extreme. I'm not doing that. That's defeating the whole point of sketching. I just wanna hide the sides just like they have in real life. Again, just to create the illusion of this complexity, which is cool. Because something has to hold the weight, right? They cannot be floating in space. So I guess that this is part of it. Where am I? Edit mode. Let's clean this thing up a bit. Just as a shape. Weird right now. And the next thing is we're gonna not press the view layers shortcuts. I'm pretty sure there's a way to fix this, but I don't know how to do it right now. I think I should Google it, look it up. So I'm gonna start with something simple. Maybe I'm gonna do just the outer edges, just to see if I can maybe introduce something more interesting to the shape. And the inner edges, maybe we can do a smaller bevel, like the final bevel. Yeah. All right. Where are the lights? What's this? It's a point light. What happens if we do area light? I'm not done. I'm just playing around. After a couple of hours of working on this thing, I just wanna let's hide the extras. See how it looks. Okay. Good enough for a sketch. Again. Let's hide the lights from here, I think. The lights from here. They wouldn't render anymore. Okay, who cares? If you remove the wireframes, it's kind of looking cool as well. All right, next. So this is done for me. Honestly, this is done for me. On the back, we can still do stuff with this. Like we can add these and the cylinder, that will look cool. And I honestly think that maybe we should do this kind of storage. All right, so let's do these today. Okay, maybe first I've seen something. Maybe we should do that as well. That would look nice. These, I don't know if I wanna go there. So let's select this thing. I wanna separate the part from the part below. We don't need it. So tab, vertices. Something's weird is happening in here. So you have a 5 plane faces, that's fine. Let's just make a triangle in here. We have a 5 plane faces, so I think wait. I know that if we cut it like this and we remove this, just dissolve the edge, we'll have 4 4x4, but that's a very bad geometry. We can do better than this, come on. We should be able to do better than this. Hello, I do this for work. We do 3D renderings, architecture renderings for work. And this is I'm doing just for following my creative like path, like trying to just to figure things out. Dissolve this edge. And I think this is a better geometry. So we have 4 4x4 right now, yeah. Okay, I'm trying to incorporate a bit more. So what I'm trying to do in here is adding this screen in here, just the extrude part of it, like just the shape of it, not the details. So I'm just allowing some space for it. Okay, let's think I'm gonna. So if I insert, we're gonna have like this in here, which isn't really useful. Instead, I'm gonna try to use the knife tool, press K, and I'm just gonna like lock it in. Then we need to fill in the gaps. just like this. Pick these faces, extrude a little bit inside, and I think we should hide the mirror modifier. And delete this face. Can you make a Ginkan for my dream house? What's a Ginkan? Let me check. Just a second. Yeah, we can do that. If you want, let me, just because I'm streaming right now, let me point you to our Instagram channel, and we can discuss details over there. So it's called Alright. So I'm gonna paste in the chat. So that's the actual architecture rendering business. Yeah, I saw that. It's a Japanese entry. It looks good. If you want, we can chat over there. Someone of the team will pick it up from there, and we can discuss the details. Does this work for you? Okay. All right. All right. Perfect. Okay. Back to this. So that's just good enough for now in terms of a screen. And let's do this part. So we're gonna do like we started with everything. This is just a box. And I think I'm gonna hide the grids. They're just distracting at this point. And we're gonna cut it in half. Select one of the sides, delete it, mirror. And let's just shape it a little bit. So it should be outside of the seat, somewhere in here. Yeah. It kind of looks a bit big. Let's make it a bit smaller. And let's check it from the different sides. Maybe let's separate it. Hide this for a bit. Scale it teeny weeny bit, not as much. And maybe grab these parts, scale it by a bit as well. Okay, so we have an issue with the origin. Let's set the origin to geometry, then scale it along the medium points. Yeah. and then we can take all of these, scale from the 0 to make them so the mirror is messed up. That's fine, we'll fix it. Scale on the 0 and unhide everything. Fix the mirror to be the actual center. And then from the top view, I think it should be a bit wider. Yeah. Let's do the structure quickly. Not accurately, of course, because that's not the point in here. Let's first, let me clean this a little bit. Okay, that's much better. Or maybe these as well. Perfect. So, we need to do some curve work for these. But what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna start from this shape. So let me isolate this a bit. Let me define its base a bit more. And that, just to see a bit better what we're doing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this whole thing, right click, pick up the low parts, Ctrl I to inverse, X to delete the faces. Now we have this shape in here, and we take both of these, scale them a bit, move them down, rotate them. Yep. Then we can take that part and put it here. And we can take that part and put it here. Yep. Yeah, exactly. So what we can do now is press the N. Now on the global, that should be on the 0. And this is fine. All of this is fine. Let's just add some more, where, like the places that we want our lines to be. So we're gonna have like an edge going around this. Maybe like that. And from the top view, it should be pulled a bit outwards. Then I think this is it. What we can do, I think we can extract these somehow. Yep. We can delete that. Okay, go back to edit mode. Shift D. All right. Separate the selection. Delete this. I think we need to convert this to a curve, and then we can, yeah, we can add this part. I don't know if we will need this segment. So we can delete the whole thing in here. And what I want to do is, how can we detach these? View layers. Okay, edit mode. Let's try to figure this out. I want to split this. So what I want to do is, okay, delete this segment, and then maybe extrude this here. Yeah, kind of cleaner. And let's reselect the whole thing. Let's do an Alt S to scale this a bit. Then let's, I think we can delete this whole thing. Can we mirror a curve? We can mirror a curve. So let's delete the whole thing. So if you hide the mirror, this is just it. Okay, now let's extrude this part, rotate it. Maybe just do this. That's fine. I'm gonna select everything, press V. Should it be a vector? How can we smooth the whole thing? I don't know. Alright, let's clip. Let's bisect on the X as well. Or before this, let's just move it and then let's bisect it and clip it. How can we smooth these? Should we make them free? Should we make them aligned? Why are you so rigid? I need to look this up. For the time being, that's fine. For the time being, that's fine. Now, why? Why is it that my edges are no longer... Okay, let's bisect on the X, let's flip. Okay. So we are in edit mode. Let's just try to recreate this a little bit. Looking fine. And this is looking good. Alright. Let's do some more shaping of this. So this is like this. And then that part, man, Blender is amazing and frustrating at the same time. Then let's pick these guys. Let's separate them by selection. Then let's do an edit in here. Select these faces and extrude along the normals. That's fine. On the side view, it is not fine. That's because the normals are pointing this way, so it's kind of messed up. That's when you kind of wish you didn't rotate it early, because that could have been easily solved with a scale, just a quick scale. I'm pushing the lower part to cover the other piece, the lower piece. Like this. Let me see. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. All right. And let's make this bigger. Okay. All right. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop for today. Okay. Thank you very much for joining me, and next time maybe we'll see if there are a little bit more tweaks. We'll do